How to clean your hummingbird feeders. I'm going to share with you some tips and some information on how to do this well. Good morning, little hummy. We're on Team Hummingbird, right? We all want to give our little friends a hand up, and we would never want to intentionally harm these little miracles that give us so much delight. These little guys have enough of a battle ahead of them when it comes to habitat loss and destruction. Did you know that one of the popular hummingbirds, this one I've got in front of me here, the Rufous hummingbird, is now listed as near threatened by eBird? Some estimations say that we've lost up to 90% of the population. And one little thing that we can do to help them go in the right direction is keep our hummingbird feeders clean. Outside of what I just mentioned, why is it important to keep the hummingbird feeders clean? Well, when you think about what we're doing, which is placing a sugar water in an enclosed container, which is often exposed to the sun some or part of the day, we're creating conditions that are very favorable for things like molds and bacteria to grow. Hey, little buddy. Want to hang out? I'm glad you're here. Black mold and spores can have a great impact on hummingbirds. Sometimes it can be fatal. I can't imagine how sad it would make me feel if I found out that I harmed a hummingbird intentionally just through lack of cleaning and maintenance of my hummingbird feeders. We have a responsibility when we put out feeders for these little guys to give them a safe environment to come and feed from. And it's our responsibility to take the necessary effort to maintain that healthy environment through regular maintenance and cleaning of the feeders. Think about it this way. If you wouldn't drink out of your feeders, why should they have to? Good. If we don't think we have the time or want to go through the effort to do the steps I'm about to talk about, it might be a good idea to reconsider putting out feeders at all. And in that case, maybe do things like plant hummingbird-friendly flowers so you can still provide them a source of fuel and not have to worry about much of the maintenance. All right, enough with the lectures. Let's get into the fun stuff, and that is how to clean your hummingbird feeders. Let's start off with which solutions or compounds are the best, most effective, and safest to use. These solutions and items that I'm going to talk to you about, most of us have them sitting around the house already and are inexpensive. First and foremost, full-strength white vinegar. This is the one that I use most often, and I'll spray it directly on my hummingbird feeders because it's very effective in killing the black mold almost instantaneously. I'll go one step further and I'll often soak my feeders for an hour or so. I've got enough of them around to where I can take a few out of rotation, properly clean them and let them dry, while the other ones are still out there being enjoyed by the hummingbirds. You can also use hydrogen peroxide to probably around equal effectiveness as it would be to the vinegar. But you should probably never use hydrogen peroxide and vinegar together, as detailed by another friend of the hummingbirds, Carole Turek.
Mixing vinegar and hydrogen peroxide together causes a chemical reaction and makes peracetic acid, and that's very, very toxic. Your respiratory system would not like it, so don't spray those on the same surface.
Diluted bleach and water solution is another way you can effectively clean and sterilize your hummingbird feeders. Sometimes I'll use a slightly stronger solution in this case to let it soak for a deep clean. You'd want to make sure you rinse them thoroughly after each of these solutions. Hey buddy, are those nice and clean?
Thanks for giving me a safe environment in which to feed and prosper with.
Well, you're welcome. How often should you clean your hummingbird feeders? There's a chart that I found online depicting how often you should clean your hummingbird feeders based on temperature. My opinion differs a little bit from this chart, as the lower temperatures recommend that you could clean your feeders once every 5 to 7 days. I think personally that's not often enough. No matter the temperature, how cool it gets, I think cleaning your feeders once every 3 days should be about the minimum. And as temperatures rise, we clean them more often. Where we're at here in the middle of summer, we're cleaning these feeders once a day to once every 2 days minimum if they're in the shade. Here's a pro tip that will encourage you to clean your feeders even more often. Fill the feeders just the amount of nectar that your hummingbirds will consume in 1 to 2 days before making them empty. This will necessitate you taking them down refilling them, and you may as well give them a quick clean while you're at it. What are some good hummingbird feeder designs and some bad hummingbird feeder designs for you to look for or lean against when you're out there shopping for some? When it comes to cleaning your hummingbird feeders, there's going to be designs out there that are easier and more simple for you to clean than others. I'll run through a few good ones and a few bad ones for you. The good hummingbird feeders that are easy and simple to clean are the ones with the wide mouths. The ones that come apart really easily and that don't have a whole lot of detachable, ornate, or designer pieces to them. Simple is better here. Am I right, buddy?
Oh yeah, this one's simple, super delicious too. My name's Raphael, and I endorse this message. Thank you, Sugar Daddy. You're the best.
Commonly sold hummingbird feeders that you might want to lean away from are the artisanal blown glass designer type hummingbird feeders. They're beautiful, but they're usually ornate and they're usually intricate and hard to clean. Another style that might be a little bit tough to clean and access all the spots you need to scrub are the bottle style feeders that have a very narrow opening at the top. Now, I've got some good news for you if you already own feeders like this and you're looking for ways to clean them. I'll include a link below in the description to another fellow friend of the hummingbirds, Robbie, who has a YouTube channel called Robbie and Gary's Gardening. And this particular video shares a helpful tip on how to clean that particular style of bottle opening hummingbird feeder.
The toothbrush straight doesn't always work the way you want it on some of these feeders. But what you can do is you can manipulate them and bend them in different ways.
Now that you know all about how to clean your hummingbird feeders properly and how often, you're going to get a ton of hummingbirds visiting you. The next thing you're going to want to learn is, how do I save time cleaning these feeders? Well, I'm going to share with you exactly how to do that in this next video.